So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually go ahead and try to get this engine bay a little bit degreased and cleaned up. Luckily, because of how this one's set up, alternator's here. So I'm going to cover the alternator, disconnect the battery. I'm just going to give this a good degrease and then just try to see if I can hose it, dry it down, and try to trace this leak out, because I want to make sure that it's in the right place before I call it, a done deal on the rear main seal, because it could be anything else. And honestly, just looking down here, it could be leaking from anything. So I don't want to just jump to conclusions. And then I'm going to get underneath and I'm just going to hose that down as well. All right, so before I get started on any sort of water, I'm going to do a little dry clean. And you can see there's some important spots like the battery you don't want to get soaking wet. This you don't want to get soaking wet because underneath here's your fuses. So you want to make sure that that's good. It says no pressure washer, but normal water should be all right. And then over here, the big concern is going to be your alternator. It can get wet. Again, you just don't want it to be drowning. So I'm going to go ahead and take my little shop vac and I'm going to go ahead and just clean this up, get all these leaves out, get everything out of this area, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, for this next part, I'm just going to use my leaf blower and I'm just going to get some of this. Just like that, we're moving along. And then the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to get some little bristle brushes and just start breaking up some of the dirt that's going to be a little bit more of a pain to get to. So I've got some assorted bristle brushes, but I like this one. But what you do, you're just using it to break up some of the dust on it. You can already see the difference. And I'm just going to go ahead and work my way around, ready to get sprayed. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove this battery, or if you guys don't want to remove the battery because it's a pain, at least just disconnect the terminals. For this next step, I'm going to protect this because it seems very important. I'm going to do that. Go wrap up this. I'm going to put one more on this little, actually the fuse box is okay. Fuse box should be okay, but I might avoid spraying anywhere near this fuse box or do one more little there. Alternator is wrapped up. You guys can kind of see it down there. And then that's really it. So next step is to get to degreasing. Just going to use this engine cleaner foamy and I'm just going to let it sit on there for a little bit. And then we're just going to hit it with the bristles and then clean it all up. Yeah. Now I've just got everything sprayed. I'm going to go ahead and just agitate it all and then get my hose ready to spray this all down. And then I'm going to do underneath this car as well, just because I got to figure out where everything's leaking from. All right, so now this is just wet and damp. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go over one more time with my brush. I got this guy, so I'm going to try to get down into the spots I can't reach and just get in there, because there's a lot of spots back here where oil likes to pool up, especially down in there. So I'm just going to try to get everything agitated. All right, one more spray down and then time to blow dry this. This is where we're at right now. Just 2 quick layers, spray, dust down, wipe down, and then we'll just kind of hit all these hot spots. You guys can see it's definitely better. Is it perfect? No, but this should allow me to at least find out where some of these leaks are and just make this look a lot better taken care of than it was when I got it. So now I'm going to go ahead and just do underneath and do the same thing, spray degreaser, and just let it set. So now all I'm going to do is just let everything air dry, leave the hood up so we can get lots of heat in there, or sunlight in there, not heat, I guess heat and sun. And then I'm just gonna let it sit for probably the day. And then tomorrow get the battery in there, and then let's see when I get it back on the ramps where we're getting leaks from. And other than that, that's all I can really do at this time. And I'm hoping that this makes finding the source of the leak easy. Engine bay is clean, and I didn't go overly like glossy and shiny. I just wanted this to look better than it did before. So now I'm gonna go ahead and look under it and see if cleaning up all these leaks resolve some of this issue. 4 days, because I'm a procrastinator, and no leaks. It's dry under here. No leaks in the rear main seal, no nothing. So very, very dry and very, very good. This intermediate axle, I think that's what this one's called, but yeah, I'm gonna have to remove this intermediate axle and figure this all out. But that's gonna be the next project. Any leaks that there may still be are very, 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 very slow and tiny. And I'm not even seeing them after a few days. So I'll drop it off the ramps, give it a little bit longer and see what happens.